Hello and welcome. A big thank you for joining me here today and watching this video whenever, wherever you may be watching it. My name is Josie. Some of you may know me as Miss Metaverse. So you guys can call me whichever you prefer. If you haven't seen my other videos, I definitely recommend you watch them first. I will have links at the end. So if you want to watch this one first, go for it by all means. But I do recommend watching them in the order. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this video and any of my other videos that I've made or will be making with people who need this content. It is slightly more streamlined for the females viewers out there in the cryptocurrency aspiring investors and investors, but it's obviously for anybody who wants to watch my videos. So go ahead and share and enjoy. So last week we talked about fiat currency. This week we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. What the heck is cryptocurrency and why am I so excited about it? Okay, so I'm going to start out how I started last week's video. And so last week I started with the explanation of the word, which I think is a really good way to kind of explain a concept. So we're going to go into it that way. So crypto, as I'm sure many of us can guess, comes from the word cryptography. Cryptography is quite simply put the art of writing and solving codes, otherwise known as encrypting or decrypting language or graphy. So the first known origin of the use of encryption was Julius Caesar, where he used a simple substitution encryption where one letter was representative of another letter. And so if you had the key, then you could decode his correspondence that he was sending. It's pretty simple. It's the very first known origin of encryption, so it's obviously extremely simple. This was obviously done manually, and then over the years with military and government spy equipment being created and evolved, cryptography became way more evolved, and several main types of complex encryption and decryption were formed. With the advent of computer technology, cryptography moved from hardware or manual encryption to software or digital encryption. So the first widespread encryption process was made by International Business Machines, otherwise known as IBM, in 1977. So half a century later, we can only imagine how advanced this technology is and how secure it has become. So essentially, this is the basis to what keeps cryptocurrency safe and ultimately what defines it. Okay, so last week when we talked about fiat currency, one thing I don't think I specifically mentioned was the term centralized or decentralized. So if you didn't catch last week's video, like I said, definitely watch it first. I recommend, but again, it's up to you. So fiat currency, because it is controlled by the government, it is known as a centralized currency or entity. This is because a central authority has the power over its value. So cryptocurrency is not alike in this way. On the other hand, cryptocurrency is decentralized, meaning that there is no one single authority that decides its value. Instead, it's determined by the people. So how does that work? How do the people decide how much money? Like, obviously, if it was, that doesn't really make sense. So obviously there has to be some sort of rhyme or reason behind its function to create logical control of the people's input and their decision to use the cryptocurrency or not. So for starters, fiat currency, as we discussed last week, has one vital flaw in my opinion, and that's that when the government decides that they need money, this is known as a stimulus plan. When the government decides they want to create money, they just do it. So they do it whenever they want, and that can be offset by the economy. If the economy is doing well, then we don't really notice the influence of that creation of new currency input into circulation onto our money because it's not affected very much. It's absorbed by the economy. Again, watch last week's video. So cryptocurrency isn't like fiat currency in this way. There are a set number of coins in circulation, and that's not supposed to ever increase. But sometimes it does, and when it does, it is definitely a transparent action, and it's available as open source information. It can happen in a few different ways. One of the ways is called mining, and I'm going to make another video about that because it's obviously a whole other thing, pardon. Okay, so I just want to say again, this is all educational and entertainment purposes only. It's vital that you still do all of your own due diligence and constantly stay educated on what your money is in, what it's doing, or at least that's what you should be doing, because that's what you should do with anything that your money is invested in. You should be aware of whether it's cryptocurrency or a new car or anything like that. You need to be aware of where you're putting your money and how your money is being treated and what you're going to get out of it. So also, all cryptos are not created equal, and so there are some sketchy cryptocurrencies out there, and that's just another reason why you should definitely do your due diligence all the time. Okay, so another big difference between fiat currency and cryptocurrency is the money that's in circulation, as well as not being allowed to increase. For the most part, can sometimes decrease. So when this happens, it's called burning. So money is put into like a dead wallet, and that money is taken out of circulation, meaning the rest of the money that stays in circulation, it becomes slightly more valuable. We're going to make another video on that. So I'll do another video on mining and a video on burning, and we'll explain all of that in greater detail upcoming in the near future for you guys and girls especially. So other than that, when a cryptocurrency gains more holders, which simply means more people are using it or storing it or holding it in a digital wallet somewhere, that increases its value. Like with a super simple way to explain the theory behind the concept, behind the mechanics of cryptocurrency. Now, follow along with me here, and do please note that this is just my way of explaining it. It's not specifically how every single coin works, obviously. I do use marbles because marbles are easy and fun to think about, and crypto isn't easy and fun to think about. Anyways, just follow along with me and take it for what it's worth with a grain of salt, please. So let's say I have 100 marbles, and if I sold them all for 1 cent each, I would have 100 cents for 100 marbles. Now that's not bad, they're just marbles, but I have a vision. I want to sell my marbles, and I want the people who buy my marbles to be buying something more than just a marble. So I made something called the marble vision equation. Now the marble vision equation works something like this. Every single time a preset value of marbles are sold, every single time a preset quantity of the marbles is sold, the value of the marbles goes up by a preset value, by preset amount. So let's just say every time I sell 10 marbles, the value of the marbles doubles or increases by itself. So that's a pretty outrageous statement to make, but we are just talking about marbles, and this is not how all cryptocurrencies work, but it's the theory behind it. So let's just say I start off by selling 10 marbles at half a penny each. So I have 5 cents for 10 marbles sold. This triggers the price to go up. So it doubles every time I sell 10 marbles. So now the marbles are worth a full penny each. So I've sold 10 marbles for 5 cents. I sell another 10 marbles for 1 cent each. And then the people who bought the original 10 marbles for half the price that they're worth now has now made profit. So that's pretty simple. If we just sold them all like that for a penny now, then it would be worth 105 cents for 100 marbles. You can see how the price is increasing. So let's just continue on with that process. I sell 10 more, I sell 10 more, I sell 10 more. At the end of it, this is what happens. So the value of the marble goes from half a penny to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64. It jumps to $1.28, and then when the last 10 marbles are sold, they are worth $2.56 each. So in total, all of the marbles that are in circulation are now worth $256 instead of 100 pennies, which is only $1. At the end of that, I would have $51.15, and all of the marbles would be worth $256. So that's pretty crazy. It's kind of just the theory behind how it works. So I still make a lot more than $1, and also the people who bought the marbles have bought something that becomes more valuable the more it's used or traded. The specific values of these percentages are called tokenomics. So tokenomics are how the currency, like the profit is, how the currency is, the code behind the currency, how the currency, the profits are shared, or what the profits are what's done with the profits, how coins are mined, how they're burned, all of that stuff. So that's called tokenomics. And if a cryptocurrency is legitimate, your tokenomics will be found in the white paper of the coin. You can find, we'll do more information, more videos about that later, but just for now, I'll make that side note. So now it's obviously a really, really, really simple version of the mechanisms behind cryptocurrency and how it utilizes them to create its own value. So what is that all even about? If you're following along so far, then you understand the differences between fiat currency or old money and new money or cryptocurrency. And you also understand the very simple basics behind what keeps it safe, what it is, and how does it become more valuable, right? But we really haven't covered why it exists. What's the whole purpose of cryptocurrency, right? The most simple cryptocurrencies are tokens with no function. They may be known as a meme coin or a copycat coin. They exist sometimes only as a fad or a trending joke at a time among crypto programmers and enthusiasts. On the other end of the spectrum, there are cryptocurrencies that are revolutionizing technologies and challenging the economic and political infrastructure of a potentially and debatably broken economy and society. There are tons of cryptos in existence right now, over 6,000 actually, and roughly 2,300 and something cryptocurrencies have died or passed away, as they call it, since 2009 when Bitcoin was developed or created or released, whatever you want to say. So you can check out a site that I'm going to link below in the comments. It's called, what is it called again? Coinopsy. And that they keep track of the birth and death of coins. So that's a fun site. If you're really into this stuff, go and check that out. You can just look up other random statistics on that site as well about coins. They just do biopsies of coins essentially. So while we're on this subject, cryptocurrencies can fail for a number of reasons. Essentially, they're just doomed to fail from the beginning. This is known as a rug pull. These cryptocurrencies exist just to make the programmers very extremely rich at the expense of the purchasing of later buyers. So essentially, these are the things that make cryptocurrencies look bad. This is what people feel confused about because you can't decipher. It's hard to decipher if you aren't aware of how to decipher between what's tangible and what's not a tangible place to put your money. So today we're going to focus, again, I'm going to make another video about rug pulls, but I think we should just leave that for now. Today I just want to talk about what cryptocurrencies are instead of what they aren't. So, and also what is their potential. I had to have a sip, sorry. Okay, so today, like I said, we're going to focus on what they are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 3 or 4, I think, cryptos that just have varying, the ones that obviously you've heard about a lot, and then some other varying purpose tokens, I guess, and their value and stuff like that, so we can just get a better grasp of what potential cryptocurrencies have. So Bitcoin, as you definitely should know by now, is definitely, it's the most valuable cryptocurrency on the market. It started out at decimal 0.0008 in 2009, which is like less than a hundredth of a penny or something like that. I don't even know how to say that. It's barely anything. In the following year, it was worth 8 cents. So in 1 year, it jumped. So if you invested at that point, early stage, and you sold at 8 cents, you still would have made money. Nowhere near the amount of money you would have made if you were still holding your Bitcoin right now. Obviously, that would be insane, and I hope people somehow are. If you are, you're probably not watching this video. But anyways, so now Bitcoin is sitting, the value of one Bitcoin right now is $85,000. So $85,205.86. That's insane. That's crazy. As I'm making the video, that's what it's worth. 1 year ago, 365 days ago, the value was only $19,971.26. So that's like a massive, massive, massive jump. It's also a massive jump from less than a millionth of a penny to almost $100,000. So it's crazy. It's also really worth mentioning. I'm gonna do another video about Bitcoin later, but I do want to mention that Bitcoin it influences every cryptocurrency heavily. They kind of follow the trends that Bitcoin sets because it's the biggest one. So if it didn't follow those trends, if a coin didn't have any sort of correlation to how Bitcoin was functioning at the time, I would say that's a sign. I'd say it's really weird, and it's a sign that you probably maybe shouldn't invest in it. But again, do your own due diligence. That's up to you. Just a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. This is only for entertainment and educational purposes only. So Bitcoin is massive, and what Bitcoin does is Bitcoin is basically all it is. It's huge, but in comparison to other cryptocurrencies, it's super simple. All Bitcoin is a means of paying for things electronically. So that's debated. Well, not debatably. That's why it's so big, because everything, everything costs money, and it was the first digital money that is the first original cryptocurrency that kind of took off. So that's why it's worth a lot of money. There are also there's a limited supply. So there's 21 million tokens, and that won't increase, and there is an ever increasing demand. So that's obviously why it's jumped so much in the last year. So Bitcoin is valuable because it has a huge ecosystem. And an ecosystem is all of the stuff that interacts with the token, like all of the things that the token interacts with. So Bitcoin has a huge ecosystem because you can buy anything with it. Well, not anything, but you can buy many, many, many things. It's the most widespread cryptocurrency in I think Argentina, right? They claimed it as their money or whatever, and everything is going into cryptocurrency now. Bitcoin is leading that. So Bitcoin, you can buy like plane ticket, cars, you can buy stuff with Bitcoin, and that's obviously online for digital purchases that remain digital, and then things you buy digitally that are physical items. So that's, Bitcoin is, it's widely accepted all over the world, essentially what I'm trying to say. And all the things that make up Bitcoin, how it functions, that's what it's known as, its ecosystem. So the exchange markets, the businesses that accept Bitcoin, and then all the wallet services that people have are using to, send, store, hold, whatever they want to do with their Bitcoin. All of that's what makes up the ecosystem. So that's why it functions so well, and that's why it's so expensive, is because there's so many things that are saying, yeah, Bitcoin's cool. We're going to say, yeah, we take it. We're recognizing it as a standard of currency. And so that's the power of the people instead of the power of the government, which is what we're witnessing, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go into the next coin, and that's going to be Ethereum, just because Ethereum is one of the second most, I think right now, yeah, second most valuable coins on the market. But there's some crazy coins that I don't even know about. So I can't, nothing in crypto is for real. Nothing is for sure. It is real, but nothing is for sure. So Ethereum was released in 2015 with a value of around $1. Its value now today is almost $6,000. So what Ethereum does is it allows anybody to employ their own project or smart contract into the digital world. Or in a more complex term, it is a blockchain platform with its own programming language that acts as a decentralized public ledger for verifying transactions and enables the development and growth of other blockchains and side chains. So all of that we're going to definitely get into in another video. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to discuss there. But yeah, everything in due time. So like I said, we're going to move on to the next coin. That's essentially what Ethereum is. It's the road that cryptocurrency is currently driving on. And it also influences the prices that we pay to transfer, because they're called gas fees. So we pay gas fees in Ethereum. We're going to go over all that later. I feel like every 10 seconds I'm saying another video, because cryptocurrency is just massive, and there's so much that if I'm going to cover it, I want to cover everything in the way that I cover it, so you guys have stability and understanding what the heck is going on in this crazy world of crypto. So the next coin I'm going to go over is called Decentraland. Decentraland coin is known as Mana, M-A-N-A. That's its coin code or whatever. Essentially the native currency of the Metaverse. So that's like the dollar of the Metaverse. The Metaverse is being created by Mark Zuckerberg, and this price of this coin jumped like exponentially when they released the Coinbase alert, Ethereum's down. Anyways, when Mark Zuckerberg, okay, so it was released in 2017. It was worth 1 cent when it was released. It had an all-time high of $5.60. Right now, it's sitting in about $3. I am invested in Mana because I think it's going to go up, up, up in the next little bit. But so, anyways, the name of Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff changed, and this hugely influenced the price of Mana. So Mana then it jumped up like a couple dollars. People made money, and then it went down again. So it's all-time high. It was experienced during the awareness of that name change that was released by Mark Zuckerberg and all of his plans for the Metaverse. So we're going to talk about the Metaverse again in another video. Okay, so there's also another coin called Happy Coin, and their motto is "Don't worry, be happy." This coin was released on 4/20, so April 20th, 2021 this year. And their mission is just quite simply is just to fund projects that promote mental health. So you can see the diversity of these projects is huge right now. This coin is worth like less than a billionth of a penny. It's like 10 zeros after the decimal in front of the other numbers. But they have 10 million coins or something, and they burn 30% of them. So whoever bought them is actually still making money right now. And I think it's important to promote stuff like this as well. So this is an interesting coin, and there's just an example of explaining to you guys the potential, like what people are doing with coins. Yeah, they can be the major currency. They can be the currency for, like anything. So in summary, cryptocurrencies are a lot of things, and a lot of things that they are really exciting. You can buy real world flights, you can buy a car, you can buy tickets for a concert that's exclusively in the Metaverse and with Decentraland or Mana tokens. You can put money into a token that's kind of a fundraiser for mental health. There's so many things. There's ones for dentists to like transmit all these dental records internationally. Like everything is going into this digital realm, and there's going to be a coin for everything, and there's going to be a bunch of coins that are stupid and don't make anybody money because they're dumb, and people didn't do their due diligence. They're just like, oh, that sounds like it's cool. But really do your due diligence, and because there's a ton of money to be made, guys. There's a ton of money to be made, and this is why I'm so freaking excited. There's going to be coins that you want to become more heavily involved in, and like you kind of back and you're like really excited about. No, it's hard to be not emotional about cryptocurrencies. I don't know what the differences between stocks and cryptocurrencies are, but like stocks, people are just like cut and dry. Cryptocurrencies, people have a tendency to become emotionally attached to them. And I mean, I recommend trying not to do that, because it's definitely, you don't want to become emotionally attached to money other than the fact that you want to make a ton of it. So, I mean, it's up to you what you're going to put your money in, but it's really exciting that all of these projects are coming out of the woodwork right now. The beauty of all of these things is that they can just be traded right back into fiat currency. You don't have to believe in the project. You don't have to intend to spend the money in the Metaverse. You don't have to do any of that stuff. I'm invested in Decentraland, and I'm not gonna. I don't know, anything can happen, but I'm not planning on purchasing that so that I have money to go to a concert in the Metaverse. That's not why I'm purchasing it. I'm only purchasing it because I like to make money, and I think that it's gonna make me money. That's why I purchased it. Yeah, I don't have an emotional attachment to that one, but I do have an emotional attachment to a couple other currencies. So, just do your due diligence and make sure that if you are going to become emotionally attached, that you're doing it logically. And really the main thing that I want you guys to really care about is that the only thing that you really should be attached to, like I said prior, is to making money, not specifically how you make it. So in the next video, I'm going to explain blockchain, then we're going to talk about the Metaverse, coins that I'm into and stuff like that. I'm actually going to switch it up because a few of you girls have been asking me, and guys have been asking me about what coins I'm actually invested in right now. And I want you guys to make some money. It'd be nice to make some money before the year is up, instead of doing all these educational videos and then getting started next year. The market is a little bit bearish in January, so I think we should get into some investing for you guys sooner than later, and then we can kind of take the little bit of lull that happens in the next few months to educate more than invest. But we're going to be investing the entire time, obviously, because that's what we do here on this channel. So yeah, like I said, I want to tell you next week what my next video, I'm going to just dip into what applications I'm using really quick and all the coins that I have money in. Now, I don't have a ton of money, not millions of dollars in crypto, but I do have a couple thou, and I'm going to let you guys know where I'm putting it. So anyways, after that, then we're going to talk about coins applications, chart analysis, burning tokens, mining tokens, non-fungible tokens, otherwise known as NFTs. And then also we're going to talk about stop losses and buy and sell orders, which is kind of how you make actual money without doing anything that's passive income. So that's where we're going with it, guys. Stay tuned, stay invested, and stay updated on the information and doing your own due diligence, because that's really what it's all about. Let's get that money, girls. Ciao.